Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zhengkong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Tupten Torchi. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of the group practice tonight, Mahajundi Buddha Mother. Simu, Tanzan Katso, Duten City. All Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, all disciples present here and over the internet. Good evening, everyone. How do you do?
사랑해. Hola amigo. Que quiero mucho. Scoin. Ichiba. Kimochi ii. Jumi. Yapi. Brin brin. Konbanwa.
First, I would like to talk about matters related to Master Lien Yin. In the Buddhist world, we called him that he had been cremated. In Chinese called Tu Pi. When he was still alive, one day he came for spiritual consultation together with Dharma Sister Hanifa. Every time he came together with Dharma Sister Hanifa, every Tuesday they always come for spiritual consultation. That was almost the 8th lunar month. And I told Master Lien Yin, from the spiritual consultation today on, there's no need to chant other mantras. Just chant deliverance or rebirth mantra. Just chant the deliverance or rebirth mantra. And at that time, Master Lien Yin said, why did you ask me to chant the rebirth mantra and not any other mantras? Just the rebirth mantra. He also asked Hanifa, can she say something?
那个时候你在旁边也听到了嘛？
是。
那个莲印上师他讲，他说他好像很奇怪，为什么我叫他持往生咒？
At that time, Master Lin said, what happened? Why
他也有
asked
问
me
你吧？
to chant the different
主要是问世尊。
wood mantra?
对，
And so
他问我说为什么要持往生咒？
he asked me.
我说你持了就是，
So I told him
不要
to
问
go
太
ahead
多
to。chant the mantra. Don't ask why.
他说我还
He
要
said
回哈尔滨，
I have to go back to Harbin
我要回哈尔滨至于弘法。
deliver mantra.
我跟他
to
讲，不管
deliver
你
dharma.
去哪里弘法，
My master said,
你
it
就是
doesn't
给
matter
我
where you go.
持往
You
生
have
咒，从现
to
在开
chant
始
the
继续
different
持往生咒。
reborn mantra.
因为我那时候，
It is because
因为
at that time,
莲印上师的妹妹，
Master Lin Yin's sister,
她有一个梦境，
she had
她
a
在西
dream.
雅图的时候有一个梦境，
She had a dream
梦到说
in
她的
Seattle.
爸
During
爸
she was
妈
in
妈，
Seattle, she dreamed that
爸爸妈妈，
their parents,
还有
father,
叔
mother,
叔、
and
伯伯，
uncle,
她
and
的过往的这个亲
and
人
other
都出现，让她梦到。
other ancestors who
往
passed
生的
away.
亲
They
人亲戚啊，
all
通
appear
通都来。
and they came.
他问我什么事，
She asked
我
what
的回
happened.
答是这样的：
She asked me what happened. And
农
my
历
answers
8月，
in the 8
农历
month
8月
month,
会有
8
事
month,。and something will be happen.
他问我什么
Something
事，
will happen.
我说到
And
时
she
你
asked
知
what
道
happened, and I said, you know that
Every
by
day.
that time. Is that right?
都讲得很清
Her
楚
answer,
啊，
yes.
我都讲得很清楚。我
And
叫他念往生咒，
it is really clear. And I told him to chant the rebirth mantra.
很多人问我
A lot of people ask me
为什么
why
我要拍他的棺木拍6
I
下，
have to tap on his
为什么
coffin
不是
6
7
times,
下？
not 7 times?
为什么不是5下？
Why not 5 times?
6下
6 times.
只是天
It is
人阿修罗、地
heaven,
狱、恶鬼、
heaven,
畜生。
Azor, and hell.
天人阿修罗、地狱、恶鬼、畜生，
The
只是6下。
hungry growth
排6下的
and
意
animals
思
in 6
是叫
rooms.
他
6 rooms.
赶快
And the
离
6
开这
steps
6
is
道，
tell him to leave
意
this
思
world.
就是这样的。
This is what it means.
好了，那韩尼瓦可以回去，
Okay, and if that's going back.
回去translator。
So, and if you can come back to translation.
人家问我为什么说你拍棺木拍6下，
People ask me why can't
我每一道我都念。
Okay, thank you. So people ask me why I tap on the casket 6 times. So, and I chanted the heavens, Azura, human, hungry ghosts, animals, and hells don't go into these 6 realms anymore. And at the same time, I told
他会
Hanifa
有舍利，
he would have sariras.
他会有舍利。我好像也在餐桌讲，
I think I also said it in the dining table.
餐桌的人听到的举手，
If you heard it, please raise your hands.
在办公室那边讲的，
Oh, I said it at the office, not at the dining table.
餐桌也有讲啊。
Did I also say it at the dining table?
哦，好。 我还特别跟韩尼瓦要去那个，
And
要去这个 Q 金呐，我们讲说 Q 金。
when Hanifa was about to pick the ash and the bones,
叫他去 Q 金的时候，
when I asked her to pick the sariras, to pay attention to his skull,
吸着几个蛇粒，
he would absorb several sariras
手的
and
关节
around the
部分
joints.
注意一下关节脚的
Please
关节
pay attention to
在
the
关节的
joints
地方会
area.
有蛇粒。
There would be sariras
那么
there.
他这个取出来，
And then
就有这些蛇粒。
she picked all the sariras.
这个可以照得清楚吗？
Can you see clearly?
这一张漂亮。
This one is beautiful.
大大小小的。
Big and small.
我们生活中的弟子
Our True Buddha School disciples have sariras. That's as it should be.
你看那个以前新
Look
加
at
坡
the
樟宜，
the
新加坡有樟宜监狱跟樟宜机场，
inside the Zhangyi prison in Singapore,
不
and
是可以
in
吃的那
Singapore
种
there's
樟宜
also Zhangyi Airport, but Zhangyi is a homophone for squid,
樟宜的
calamari
那
that we can
个
eat.
机场也有樟宜监
But
狱，
in Singapore there are Zhangyi Airport and Zhangyi prison,
以前关了好几个死囚犯，
and they had
他们
several
听闻到
prisoners who
有个师
heard
尊
of Grandmaster.
就在那个死囚犯，因为他们已经快死了，
And
已
they
经快要
are
被
like
吊刑，新加坡是吊刑，
life, not life, but to be executed, and in Singapore to be hanged.
然后他们传进去，就是因为我们这个真佛密法传进去，他们决
And
定皈
because
依师尊，
the True Buddha Tantric
而
Dharma
且我教他
was
们
passed to them, and they
念
decided to
神
take
咒
refuge in
跟
Grandmaster,
高王经，
and I taught them to chant the rebirth mantra and
他们几个
Hiking
月
Sutra.
就要被吊刑。在这几个月当中，他们
So they
念
were to
往
be
生咒
sentenced to death in a
跟
few
高
months.
王经，
And in those few months, they chanted rebirth mantra and Hiking Sutra.
都知道自己
They
已经没
chanted
命
as much as they could. They knew that they were about to lose their lives.
拼命的念，
So they chanted
同时
and
皈依，
make prostrations as much as they could.
吊刑
And they
以
all
后
took refuge.
火化，
And then this
全部都
convicts
有舍利
sentenced to death, after they were hanged and cremated, they all had sariras.
就最后这一关非常重要。
So this last
不管你过去做了什
gate
么，
is very, very important.
在临
It doesn't
终的
matter what you have
那一
done
段
in the
很
past,
短的时间，
but at the moment of death, in
你
that
能够
very
真实
short
忏悔，
moment, if you could truly repent,
就有希望。
then you have hopes.
在临终的那一段时间呢，
So at the
你
moment
只要
of
真
death,
实的忏悔，
if you
就
repent
绝对有
truthfully,
希望。
then
可以
you
往
definitely
生到
would
佛
have
国
hopes to be reborn in the pure Buddha lands.
有这件事情非常轰动。
It was quite sensational. And there was a lay practitioner, Jiseling in Singapore. That's a big group in Singapore. It's like the leader especially confirmed that what the convicts left upon cremation were sariras. And he met me when I went to Singapore to propagate Buddha Dharma, and he told me that those were true sariras. So Buddhism, what Buddhism said was true. As soon as you put down your butcher's knife, you become a Buddha immediately on the spot. If you truly, in that period of time, practice diligently, and at the moment of death, you are guided by the Pure Land Trinity. It was spoken very clearly in the Amitabha Sutra that 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, single-minded, then the Pure Land Trinity will definitely appear and guide you to the Pure Land. So inside True Buddha School, it is necessary or appropriate to have sariras. Just think about the convicts in the Zhangyi prison. It was quite sensational at that time in the religious world. So Master Lien Yin, I tapped on his casket 6 times. And I also sprinkled pure water on him and then cremated. And look at the sariras, extremely beautiful. So this can be published in the True Buddha News, Ranteng magazine, and all over. All these pictures. It should be laid out. There are very tiny ones, very many. The whole bowl. They're all sariras. It's taken off attached to the bones, that they were taken off. And these balls. So this is also an attainment. This is a kind of attainment. So True Buddha School, the key point is in the true, no kidding.
It's true, not kidding.
It's true, not kidding. If you don't have sariras upon cremation, then I would beat your behind. And most importantly, pat your behind. Is that 1 month before his death, I told Grandmaster told him,
念往生咒，
chant
别
the
的咒
rebirth
你都不用
mantra.
念，就是
No
往
need to
生咒。
chant other mantras. Just focus on the rebirth mantra.
南无阿弥陀佛耶多他伽多耶多地亚他阿弥尼多波比阿弥尼多舍坦波比阿弥尼多比伽兰德阿弥尼多比伽兰多伽尼尼伽伽那基多伽利索哈，一直持个不停，
Just chant continually
念阿弥陀佛，
and chant
念往生咒，
Amitabha
念高
and
王
chant
经，
rebirth mantra, chant hiking sutra.
都有舍利子。
Then you would have sariras.
先讲几个笑话吧。
Let me share a few
有一天，
jokes. One
孙
day,
悟空直问
the
唐
Monkey
僧
King asked the
师傅，
monk
你
Tang
开
Sung,
除了我不止一次，
Guru,
为什么不见你开除
you kicked me out
Sa-
not just once, but
这个杀生
how
跟
come
八戒？
you did
杀
not
生跟八戒杀悟净跟八戒呢？
you did not
唐
kick
僧
off
回答：因为师傅
the
是
monk
佛
Sa
门中人，
and the priest pig.
悟空愣了一下，这跟佛门中人有什么关系？
Oh, because you
唐
don't
僧
expel
讲，
them,
佛门
and
中人是不能乱
but
开
I
杀
am
戒的。
oh, because this is a play of word of Chinese. Because I am a student of the
戒是
Buddhism,
八戒，
so I cannot expel the monk Sa and the priest pig. It's only meaningful in Chinese.
为什么老是开始孙悟空？就是孙悟空是最忠心的。
Why did he
为什么老
always
是把他开除？
expel the Monkey King? Actually, Monkey King is the most loyal
因为孙悟空
because
他比
the
较
Monkey
调皮
King
捣蛋，
was very naughty, troublemaker.
再讲
Mischievous.
第二个笑话哈，
So the second joke.
这个两个男的在对话，
Two men
这个
was
A 男
having a dialogue.
你家的经
A
济大权
asked
是谁掌握
Who's in charge of your
？B 的男的回答：当然是我啊。
financials? And B said, the man,
老伯
Of
每
course
个月
me.
的零用钱都是我给他的。
I give every month. I give my
A 的
wife
男的问：
her spending
哇，你
money.
这么厉害啊？
And he said,
那你每
"Oh,
个月
you're
给
so
她
it's
多少钱
it must be
花？
incredible. How much do you give her?"
这个男的讲：
And the man said,
我所赚的钱，
"All the
全
money
部
I
都交
earned,
给他，
I would
可以
give it
交
to
给他
her
花。我赚多少
to
就是
spend
交给他花多少。这是掌握经济大权。
So she's in charge of the finance."
你奇怪，这么好笑，你们为什么不笑？
It's so funny. How come you don't laugh?
那现在进入你问我答。
Now we will do the question and answer.
印度尼西亚
From
莲
Indonesia,
花苏丽萍问的：
Lianhua Su Li Ping.
顶礼根本上师阿弥陀佛，祈愿世尊佛体安康，常住世间。
Amitabha, His Holiness Living Buddha Lianzong,
弟子
please
请
stay
问世尊
healthy,
两个问题。
continue say samsara to turn the
一，
Dharma wheel.
如
I have
果
two
弟子
questions.
不能
One,
参加网络直播的同修
if I
以法会
cannot watch the live stream of the group practice and
开
ceremony,
重播，
but instead I watch the
弟子受
recording,
到师尊的加持，
Do I receive the same power of blessings from Grandmaster? What does this mean? So, yeah, watch it later. Is that the same blessings? Of course the same. Because you cannot guarantee that people have time during those times, right? Maybe they're on the planes or traveling or other matters to attend, because all different time zones, right? So we speak it here and everybody is on different time zones. So if you watch the recording, all the same, there's blessing powers there. Even a year later, if you watch it again, you will receive the same blessing power. So, even if Grandmaster goes back to heavens, have left, leaving this world, and even then, if you watch the recordings, there is still the same blessing power. Second question. If there is a couple of unmarried lovers and the woman got pregnant, the woman decided to abort the fetus, does it mean that the sin is equal to both the man and the woman? We often hear that the fetus spirit attaches to his or her mom, but we rarely hear that it attaches to his dad. Is it possible that the fetus spirit attaches to its dad? Because this has happened, how do they purge their sins? How do they help the fetus spirit and eradicate their own karma? Thank you for answering my questions on Korea. I think in today's time, equality between man and woman. Without the man, how could there be a fetus spirit? And without woman, it's impossible. So both the man and woman would be responsible equally. But you ask, why we always hear that the fetus attaches to the woman but not the man. You know why? Because feminism. So the woman is above man nowadays. Well, I cannot say that. Actually, equal. Man and woman are equal. The master is saying that. So can man be attached by his fetus spirit? Yes, the same. Except there's one point you need to pay attention to. And remember, abortion in Taiwan is like this. When the woman is getting an abortion, the man has to sign agreement. Because sometimes when the woman has aborted her fetus and the man did not agree, may sue her. So the two people, one agreed, one not. What should we do? So which would the doctor listen to? So something in there. So your question,
男人也有被水子灵缠着的。
there are also men who are
是
attached by
男人
their feeder spirits. It's just that they did not
没有
say
开口讲
anything
其实也有
about
也有
it,
干扰，不是没有。
but they also suffer
是
from
平
the
等，
disturbances,
男女一律
because
平等。
equality between man and woman.
如何弥补他们的罪恶？
How to repair
养
the
水子灵，
the
超
sins.
度水子灵，
So you make offering to the feeder spirit,
然后
you
呢，
to
也要
deliver
化
them.
验，
You also need to make a
也要化验。
vow.
我们有很多这个，我们生活中有很多消除业障的。
In our Tributa school, we have many ways to eradicate a karma. Of course, this is also killing.
非常重要的，
This is crucial.
这个也叫
This
造。
is killing. This is also called killing.
那当然是要消除业障，
Of course, you have to
供养
eradicate
它，
karma,
让它
make
能够
offerings to
这个
them,
算是你的业障。
to,
你用烟供法
because this is
去消
considered
除
your
这个业
karma.
障也可以。
You can also
烟供
use
也是
smoke
消除业
offering
障的方法。
to eradicate
它
karma.
也是
Smoke
你的
offering
冤
is
亲债
also
主。
a way to eradicate karma. Then
你看我们
he or
今
she
天呢，
also becomes your attached
这个
spirits.
每一次在修法的时候，
Today, every
父系
time we
亲
do
人
practice, ancestors
父
and
亲人
relatives from the father's side, from the mother's side,
后面有恩人师长，前面有
friends and
冤亲
teachers
债主。
behind you, enemies and coming
就是
graduates
水
in
子
front
灵
of
也
you.
排除，也是排在你的冤亲债主里面。所以你还是要修法的时候，
So the
也是跟
the
冤亲
feeder
债
spirits also attach spirits.
同样的一起
So
修。
when you do your practice, you want to practice together with your
那
attached
有水子
spirits.
灵的，观想你自己
And
本身的
those
水
with
子
baby
灵
spirits, you need to
也是你的
visualize your
冤
own
亲债主。
feeder spirits, and they are also your
做超
attached
度
spirits, and then you try to deliver them.
啊，供养水子灵，啊，彩虹山庄，这
To
是彩虹灵上是有很多的水子灵，你也可以
To
供养
offer
水
to
子
the
灵
feeder spirits at the Rainbow
这是
Temple.
回答
Yeah,
印
you
尼
can register
莲花
there.
苏丽萍
There are many of them there, and they're also
第二
making
个
offerings to
大
them.
马
Second, from
香港
Malaysia.
定基，大马香港定基，莲花
But
自由，
us living in Hong Kong.
可能是马来西亚的人，然后他住在香港，是莲花自由。
莲花
顶礼
自由
师佛，师尊好，想请问师尊，弟子在做披甲护身观想
I
四
would
个
like
角
a
落，
homage to Grandmaster. I
有
would like
四
to
个
ask
护法
one.
金刚，
When I
结
do
界
armor
然以
protection,
后，
I visualize
脑
four
海里面
protectors at
会
the
不
four
由自
corners.
主的观想到
After the protection in my
师尊
brain,
和
naturally,
除
I
瘟疫
visualize
度人
Grandmaster
入顶
and the
放
Tara
光
who dispels
红
epidemics
色
sitting
的
on
光
top
黄
of
色的光
my head,
加持行者
radiating
和身边的人，这样是可以的吗？第一
lights,
个，他做披甲
yellow
护身
and
观
red
想
lights
四
to
个
bless
角落，
myself and people
有四
around
个
me.
护
Is this
法金
okay?
刚结界了以后，脑海里面
So
会
he
不由自
visualized
主
four
的观
protectors
想
at the
到
four
师尊
corners, and after the
跟除
protection
瘟
in
疫
his
度
brain,
驻顶放
naturally
光
he visualizes Grandmaster
放
and Tara who
红
dispels
黄光
epidemics on his
加
head,
持行者及
radiating
身
red
边的
and
人，
yellow lights
这
to
样是
bless
可以的吗？
himself and people around.
这是第一个问题。
Is
第
this
二个，
okay? Second question.
弟子是从事服务业的，
I work
在
in the
工
service
作中
business.
自
During
己的
work,
心也会告诉
I
自己
am
说要
telling
念
myself
上
to
师
chant
心
Root
咒
Guru Mantra
和除瘟
and
疫
the
度
mantra
母
of
的心
Tara
咒，
who dispels
在
epidemics.
服务客人的时候，都会在心里默念心咒，
Also, when
与
serving
客人
customers
结
to
缘，
create good
这
affinity
样
with
是
them.
可以的吗？
Is this okay?
祈请师佛指点迷津，感恩
Please
师父。
resolve my confusion, my
你们认为呢？
answer. Thank you, Grandmaster.
都可以。
Yes, of
没有
course.
错，都
That's
可以。
correct. They're all
是
allowed.
回答
Fine.
大马香港
That's the
定居的
answer
莲花自由
to Lian Hua Ziyong from Malaysia
第二个
but
问
living
题
in Hong Kong.
都可以。
So
第一个问题
fine
呢
for the question 1 or for the question 2
都可以
and question 1 too.
对的，
That's correct.
都是可
They're
以。
both allowed.
所以你没有什么疑问，莲佑自由很好，他可以
So no
观想
question.
世尊住
That's very good.
跟
He could
除
visualize
根
Grandmaster
住
sitting on
住
top of
点
his
放
head
光，
and Tara who dispersed epidemics
非常好。
on his head, radiating
他可以
lights.
用
That's extremely
师尊的心咒
wonderful.
跟除瘟疫助
And
母
he
的
could
心咒
use Grandmaster's mantra and the mantra of Tara who dispersed epidemics,
的默念，然后
just
跟
chanting them
他
silently
服务的对象结缘。
and create good
这个很-
affinity
这个
with the
很好。
customers he was serving.
莲花自由，
This is wonderful.
怪不得你的名字
Lian
那
Hua
么好，
Ziyong. It's a
你
very
名字
good
很优
name.
秀，
Very, very
莲
elegant.
花自由
Nice
很
name.
优秀的。好，
Very excellent. Lian Hua
今天
Ziyong.
两个问题全部解决了。
So I resolve both questions.
我们讲《金刚经》呢，
Now we will expound on the Vajra Sutra.
这里有一个的给你看啊，
Something for me to read.
有一个笑话，
A
这个不算
joke.
是笑话，
It's
也是一
not
个
a
警
joke. It's a reminder.
有这样一个儿子，
This
他
kind of
是一个
son,
大富豪，
a rich
他
man,
母亲老了，牙齿
and the
全
mother is
掉了
old, and the
于是
teeth all have
开车
fallen
带
off.
着母亲去镶牙，
So he drove
一
to
进
and took
牙科
his
诊所
mother to
医师开始推销他的假牙，
to have
可
dentures.
是母
As soon
亲
as
却要了
they got
最
into the
便宜
dentist,
的那一种。
they recommended all kinds
医生
of
一看到
expensive
儿子是
dentures,
大
but
富豪，
she chose the cheapest
母
one.
亲呢要最便宜的，
The dentist thought
医
that
生
the
很不
son
甘心，
is very rich, but the
他一
mother
边看
wanted the
着
cheapest one.
这个富豪的
So
儿
the
子，
dentist
一边耐心
was
地给他们
resentful
比较好牙，
and was talking to the
好
son
牙跟这个
and
比较差的
comparing
牙的本质是不同的。
the differences between the
可是令
expensive
医
one
生
and
非
the
常
cheap
的
one.
失望。
But the
这位
dentist
看来
was
是大富
truly
豪的儿子
disappointed
却无动于衷，
because
只
the
顾着
the
自己
rich
打
son
电话跟抽
was
那个
unmoved
血胶，
and he
血
was
浆
just
根本就不理会医生，
smoking his cigar and looking at his
医生
cell phone and
超
just
不过
ignored the
母亲
dentist.
同意他的
So
要
the
求。
dentist could not
这个时候，母亲
could not do anything to the mother other than
从
accepting
自
her
己口袋
request.
里面掏出一个布包，一
And
层一
then
层的打开，
She
拿
took
出
a
那
cloth
钱交他
bag
弟
from
弟，
her bag
一
and
周以
then
后
layers
再
of
准备来镶牙
cloth bag, another layers.
两
She
人
took
走
some
后啊
money
诊所里面
and
的人
paid
就
for the
开始
denture.
大骂这个大富
After
豪
they
的儿子，
left,
说他衣
the
冠
whole
楚楚，穿的是
clinic
吸的是
scolded
上等的血浆，
the rich
穿的
son.
是最
He smoked
高
on the
贵的
most
Armani
expensive cigar and wore the
可切
most
舍
expensive
不得花
Armani,
钱给母亲，
but he
镶
did
一
not
副
even
好
want
牙
to
好
spend
牙齿，
any money on
正
his
正
mother
当
to
他们
get a good
非常
denture,
生气的时候，
and they were really
没有想到
enraged.
大富豪儿子又回来了。
And during that time, the
这个
rich
大富
son
豪儿
came
子
back
对医生讲
and told the：“
医
dentist,
生，麻烦您给我
The
母亲
doctor
镶最好的
could you please
这个
give my
好
mom
瓷牙，
the
费
best
用
porcelain
全部都
dentures
出，
and I will cover
多少
all the
钱都无所谓。
expenses.
不
Doesn't
过你
matter how
千万
much.
不要告诉
But
他实
Never
情，
ever told
因为
her
我母
the
亲是非
case
常节俭
because
的
my
人，
mother is
我不让
always
她
very
不高兴。
frugal and I don't want to make her unhappy.
念了这半天，
So after reading
你
this,
们悟到了，
have you been inspired by this? There are many goodness in this world, and there are also many evil deeds in this world. But the good people are not always good, or the evil people are always evil. Sometimes they all mix in and difficult to differentiate or discern. So by all means, don't judge lightly. Now, do you understand? So many things. It's very complicated. This world is very complicated. There is no such thing as totally bad person. And there's also no such thing as totally good person. Most of the time, it's a mixture of good and bad. Mostly like that. So when you criticize or judge someone, please don't be discriminating. Don't be biased. So sometimes they've done well, they've done right or wrong, sometimes wrong. So a human being is always a mixture of good and bad. Now we will expound on the Vajra Sutra. Chapter 8. Arising according to the Dharma. Subhuti, what do you think? If one fills the 3,000 great thousand worlds, which means the whole cosmos, with the 7 precious jewels as an act of giving, would his merits and blessings be enormous? Subhuti replied, enormous, world honored one. Why? The Tathagata says his merits is enormous because it has no characteristics of merits. Should there be someone who upholds this sutra and better expound it to others, even if it is only 4 verses, his merits would exceed the above. Why? Subhuti, all Buddhas and all Anuttara Samyak Dharma come from this sutra. Subhuti, the so-called Buddha Dharma is not Buddha Dharma. I have finished reading this excerpt of sutra. Now, let's expound on the first sentence. Chapter 8, Arising according to the Dharma. It's been mentioned here that all Buddha Dharma comes from this sutra. All Buddha Dharma comes from the Vajra Sutra. Sakyamuni Buddha said so. Sakyamuni Buddha said, Subhuti, what do you think if one fills the 3,000 great thousand worlds with the 7 precious jewels as an act of giving? Would his merits and blessings be enormous? Sakyamuni Buddha asked. Subhuti replied, enormous, world honored one. Why? The Tathagata says his merits is enormous because it has no characteristic of the merits. Next was spoken by Sakyamuni Buddha. Should there be someone who upholds the sutra and better expound it to others, even if it is only 4 verses, his merits would exceed the above. Why? Subhuti, all Buddhas and all Anuttara Samyak Dharma come from the sutra. Subhuti, the so-called Buddha Dharma is not Buddha Dharma. This was spoken by the Buddha.
什么是佛陀讲的，什么是须菩提讲的。
So you need to be clear
要看
who
清楚，前面这一
spoke
段是佛陀讲，中间这一段是须菩
is it
提讲。
which
后面
part
这一
was
段
spoken by
就是
Subhuti
佛
and
陀
which
讲。
part was spoken by the Buddha. The first paragraph
依法
by
出
Subhuti,
生分
by the Buddha. The second paragraph by Subhuti. The third and
佛
fourth by
法
the Buddha.
是从《金刚经》所出生的，这一句话就是
So the
依
title
法出生
means
分第八。
arising according to the Dharma, chapter 8, means that all Buddha Dharma comes from this sutra.
佛法
Buddha
出
Dharma
生是从《金刚经》
arises from the Vajra
出
Sutra.
生的。这里面有几个重点在，第一个是比较。
There are several key points here. The first one is
这个
comparison
经文里面第一个是比较。
inside the sutra
若人满
text.
3000大千世界七宝，
If one fills the 3,000 great
这个
thousand
3000
worlds with the
大千
seven
的
precious
世界的七宝
jewels
哪来布施？
as an act
这
of
个人的
giving,
福德，
would his
多不多？
merits and blessings
须
be
菩提讲
enormous?
很多。
Subhuti replied,
为什么呢？
enormous,
因为福德
a lot.
既非福德
Why?
性，是故如来说福德
because the merits has no characteristic of merits. Therefore, the Tathagata says the
这个
merits
是
is
颠倒
enormous.
记法
So this is an
很
upside
多
down
句子都
verse.
是这样子讲。
There are many
这个
verses
金刚经里
spoken
面有
this
很多
way
句
in the
子都
Vajra
是这样子。
Sutra. Many,
这
many
里也提到，
verses like this.
所谓
It's
佛法
mentioned
者，既非佛法。
The so-called Buddha Dharma is not Buddha Dharma.
如果不讲解，你们没有办法知道
If
这
I
些
don't
内容。
explain it, you would not, it's impossible for you to comprehend this
我问你一句
top
话：
topsy-turvy phrases. Let me ask you something.
以前呢，师尊
In the past,
去见李炳南居士，
when Grandmaster had a meeting with the
谈到我
lady
跟
Li
李
Bingnan,
炳南居士两个人谈。李炳南居士在台湾
and the
是很有
lady
名
Li
的净土
Bingnan
宗的
was very
一个
famous in Taiwan. He's from the Pure Land sect,
一个
and
祖师，
the
可以讲他
lady
是祖
Li
师了。
had a dialogue with me.
Li
We could
Bingnan
say that
他
he
是
is
净土宗的主张净土
a patriarch from the Pure Land sect.
我到他的家去，那时候他住
I
在
went to his house, and at that time he lived
正气街
at
9
the Zhengqi Road number 9 in Taichung.
我提到
So I had a meeting with
张
Li
承
Bingnan,
基居士，张承
and
基
I
居士
mentioned
就是翻译密勒日巴的那
the
位张承基
lady
居士，
Zhang
他是
Chengqi,
我的弟子，他是
who
大
was the translator of the
在美国的
Milarepa
博士。
biography. And he's a translator and a PhD
我
from
给他
America, and he's my
皈
disciple.
依灌顶跟加持。
I bestowed a refuge,
他到我家
empowerment,
来，
and blessing to Zhang Chengqi, who
他写
came
了一
to
本
my
小
house.
册子，
And
什
he
么是
wrote
佛法？
a booklet
我拿
entitled
给
What
李
is
炳
Buddha
南居士
Dharma?
看。
And
张
I
承
give
基
it
博
to
士
the
说什么
lady
是佛法？
Li Bingnan,
李炳南回答：
and he
我要
answered,
问张承基博士，
I want to ask this
佛法
doctor
是什么？
Zhang Chengqi, what is Buddha Dharma?
他李炳南居士认为写这个问题就是错的。
And the lady
什么
Li
是佛法？
Bingnan regarded the title was wrong. What
李
is
炳
Buddha
南认
Dharma?
为什
Li
么都是
Bingnan
佛法，
regarded that everything is
哪
Buddha
有没有
Dharma.
佛法的？
How could there be not non-Buddha Dharma?
大家听清楚了，
So listen attentively.
什么都是佛法。
Everything is Buddha Dharma.
现在我问你，再问你一个
Now
问题：
let me ask you another question.
地球上有佛
On
法，
earth there is Buddha Dharma.
月球上有没有佛法？
On the moon is there Buddha Dharma?
我问你，月球上有没有佛法？
So my question to you, is there Buddha Dharma on the moon?
没有。
No.
你们讲没有。
You said no, huh?
你讲有。
You said there is?
我告诉你一件事情。
Let me tell you something very simple.
因为有人
Because
84000法。
Because human beings exist, there are 84,000 dharma to remedy 84,000 kinds of ailments.
佛法如何出生？
So how did Buddha Dharma arise? It arose from the Vajra Sutra.
月球有没有佛法？
Is there Buddha Dharma on the moon?
你们讲没有。
You said no.
我告诉你，佛法是在对治
Buddha Dharma is
84000
to
种
remedy
病的。
84 different kinds
如
of
果月
illnesses.
球上没有人，
If
就不需要用到
there
佛
are
法。
no human beings on the moon, there is no need for Buddha Dharma.
因为人有才有病啊。
Only because there is a human being, there is an
人才有
ailment.
病啊。月球上有人
Because
吗？
only human beings have ailments.
没有。
Is there human being on the moon?
但
No.
是月球上，按照佛经里面所讲的，观世音菩萨在月球上。
According to the Buddhist Sutra, it's mentioned that
这个
there
就跟你
is
讲了，
Guan Yin
所
Avalokitesvara
谓佛法
Bodhisattva
者，即非
on
佛
the moon. So that's why the so-called Buddha Dharma is not Buddha Dharma.
如果所有的人都是圣贤，
If everybody is a sage,
就没有佛法了。
then there is no need for Buddha
对不对？
Dharma, right?
所谓佛法者，即非佛法，
So the so-called
就没有佛法
Buddha
了。
Dharma
人
is
都是
not
圣
Buddha
贤，
Dharma.
要佛法
So
做什么？
if all human beings are
No.
sages, there is no need for Buddha Dharma. What use is
即
Buddha
非
Dharma?
佛法。
No need.
所谓佛
So
法者，即非佛法，
that's
就
why
是
the
这一句。
so-called Buddha Dharma is not Buddha Dharma. This statement.
佛法就从这里出的。
Buddha Dharma
比较一下。
arises from this.
你们讲，
Compare.
这个人布施做的很多，
If someone did a
满
lot
了
of
3000大
acts of
千
giving,
七宝，他哪来3000大千世界的七宝用来布施？
and he
功德很
used
大。
the 7
不一
precious
样。
jewels from
功德很
3,000
大。
great thousand worlds.
为什么又
The
讲来一句
merits is enormous as spoken by
世
Subhuti.
尊？何
But
以故？是
why?
福德，既非福德性。
He
是
also
故如来
said,
说福德多。
because the merits have no characteristic
这又
of
是
merits, the
相同的话。
Tathagata says his merits is
我刚刚已
enormous.
经讲过了，
This is
所谓
similar
佛法
phrase.
就不是佛法，
Like I just
因为
said,
不是佛
the
法，
so-called Buddha
才是佛
Dharma
法。
is not Buddha Dharma. Because
所谓
it is
福德
not Buddha
就不
Dharma,
是福德，
therefore
因
it
为
is
福
Buddha
德
Dharma.
就不是福德，
The so-called
福德。
merits is not merits, and because it's not merits, it's
所
merit.
谓福德，
The
就是
so-called
不是
merits
非福德性。
has
所以
no
如来讲，
characteristic of
福德多。
merits. Therefore, the
所谓
Tathagata
福德
says the merits is
就不是
enormous.
福德，因为不
The
是福
so-called
德，
merits
所谓
is
福
not
德，
merits, and because it is not merits, it is
都是
merits.
讲这种话。
So that's what they talk about.
问你一句，
Let me ask you,
谁真正有福德？
who truly
谁？
has merits?
谁真正有福德？
Who truly has merits?
我，
I. Me?
我已经刚刚跟你讲了，
I
所
have
谓
just
福德
said it,
就不是福德，
that the so-called
因为不
merits
是
is
福
not
德，
merits.
所以才是要福德。
And because they are not merits, they are
我
merits.
从来不做福德想，
I never thought of merits.
3000大千世界的七宝， 哪一个人能够得
the
到？我问
precious
你，哪
items
一
of
个
the
人能够得到
3,000
3000大千
great
世
thousand
界的
worlds?
七宝？那个人
Whoever
真的是多啊！
able to obtain such
但是得
precious
到了有
items.
什么用？
That's huge merits,
没有用的。
enormous merits. But what
所
use
以
is
这
that?
不是福德，
That's why they are not merits and blessings.
有什么用？
What use? No use.
我告诉你，4个记在这里哦。
And the 4 verses are right
再来
here.
就讲了，若
And
复有
next
人
one.
以此经中受持乃至事迹记等为他人说，其福胜
Should
彼
there
可
be
以
someone who upholds this sutra and better expound it to others, even if it is only 4 verses, his merits would exceed the above. What are the 4 verses?
无众生相，无受者相，
No views of self, others, sentient beings, and
我是
lifespan.
不存在的。我们那天
Self or I does
莲
not
印上师
exist.
在这里，
The other
坐在那
day,
边，
we saw Master Lin Yin was seated there.
请问
Let me ask,
莲印上师呢？
where is Master Lin
无
Yin?
我相，
No view of self.
就已经讲得很清楚啦。
It's already explained very clearly.
你在出生当中的小孩子，莲
The
印上
kids,
师年轻
the
的时候
baby
的
that you
照
were
片
born, or
那是
photos
莲印
of
上
Master
师吗？
Lin Yin when he
走
was
来走
young.
去那一个是
Was
莲
that
印上
Master
师
Lin
吗？
Yin? And
坐
the
在
Lin
那里
Yin
是
who
莲
was
印上
walking
师吗？
around, was that Master Lin Yin? The Master Lin Yin
烧
who
了
was
火
seated
的是莲
there,
印上师吗？
was that Master Lin
舍
Yin?
利子是莲印上师
How
吗？
about the one that was cremated?
但是骨灰
How
是
about
莲
the
印上师吗？
sariras? How about the ash? Were they Master Lin Yin?
无我相，
No.
就是这个。
Phenomena, appearance, or view of self. This is
你
it.
说你得到什么？
So what have you gained?
舍利子吗？
Sariras?
那是坚固的石头，
Those are just very solid
叫做坚固。
rocks,
舍利子又叫坚固，
very
坚固的石
firm,
头。
very firm,
More.
solid rocks or
More.
stones. Those are
康康的。
sariras.
你能够解释
Mola
无我相，把无我相通通都讲出来，
So
跟人家解释
if you can explain this no
无
view
人相，
or no phenomena of self,
除了
explain it to
莲印以
others.
外啊，我们也都是没有的。
Other than the yin, even us, we do not
我跟
exist
丹
either.
丹真刚错讲，
I
100
told
年后你在
Tanzan,
哪里？
a
你得到
year,
什么？
100 years from now,
他说什么
where
都没
will
有
you
得
be?
到。
What would you gain? And he
那你没
said,
有得到，你
nothing.
读书做什么？
And then if there's nothing to gain, why do you study?
我跟他解释了，就读
And I
书。
explained to
我
him,
读这些书就是
I
希望您懂
study
得师尊
so
讲
that I can understand what Grandmaster is talking
讲的
about.
这些佛法。啊，请坐。
Please be seated.
他最年轻啦，
He's the
100
youngest
年
one.
后还有刚刚外面的小孩子最年轻。
So, and then there's little
不过
kids
100
outside
年
that
后
would be
住在
even
哪里都不见了，师尊也不见了，
even
你们也
younger.
统统都不见了。
100 years later, we will all be
师
gone.
尊的几年以后就不见了。
And for Grandmaster, a few years later, would disappear.
什么
Basically,
都没有啦，
nothing's left.
你得到什
Everything
么
will？be gone. What have you gained?
得到黄金吗？我是有一点
Gold.
黄金的，
I have some,
没用，
but no use.
不是你的，
It's not
借
yours.
你带看。
Just for you to enjoy for the moment.
我有些钱呢、带在身上，
I have some money here on me.
我这个钱带在身上啊，一大包哎，
A big bag.
哎呦，财不露白。
I shouldn't show off my wealth.
借你带看。
Just for you to borrow,
我在美国西雅图，
to look at
就是买
temporarily.
去
In Seattle, America, all I buy is
I
from
buy
the
the
gas
gas.
station.
in the gas station because I drive a car. I want the gas. 要汽油啊，我就买油啊。我 go back
Because
Taiwan. I just want water. I buy the water. 买水。
back in Taiwan, I just buy water, and here I just buy gas.
其他的呢，
And as for the
没有一
rest,
样是你的，
none is yours.
没有的。
Nothing.
这个我的车子的寿命都比我长，
The lifespan of my cars would be longer
我
than
不相
mine.
信。
You don't believe it?
什么没有得到？你没有得到什么东西的，什么都没有的，
Nothing
什么都
you
没
would
有。
have gained.
这无
Nothing.
我相，
Nothing. That's no phenomena of self.
无人相，
No phenomena of human being.
我们
Of
都是一
others.
样。
We're all the same.
无众生相，
No phenomena of
全
sentient
世界
beings.
上的众生都一样。
All the sentient beings of the
那
whole
你争的什么
cosmos
争？
are the same. So what are you
所以佛教
fighting
是
for?
无争。
That's
两个字。
why in
无争
Buddhism
两个
is
字，
no
佛教是讲
contention. Just these
无争。
two words, no contention. That's all
世界
Buddhism
上
is
这
about.
些争的人啊，真的是
And
不
in this
懂得
world
这
there are
四
so
个
many
字
people
无
fighting
我相，
because they
无
don't
人相，
understand these four
无众
verses.
生
No
相，
phenomena of
无
self,
受
no phenomena
者
of
相。
others, no phenomena of
这
sentient
四
beings,
句
and no
四
phenomena
句
of
你能够
lifespan.
跟人家讲，
These four
你的
verses,
福德就不得了
if you
啦。
can explain this to other people,
但是
then your
福德
merits
也
and
是 blessings
blessings would be incredible,
不是福德
tremendous.
才
But
是
even
福德，
then,
就是
the
这一句
merits
话。
and blessings are not merits and blessings,
师尊得到
therefore
什
they
么？
are merits and blessings. That's the
福
statement.
德，你刚才讲，师
So
尊
what
得
have
到福
Grandmaster
德，
gained? And you said
没
merits.
有，我哪里有得到什么福德？
And I said, no.
我的福德看起
Did
来
I
很大。
did I attain
以前
any merits and
师
blessings?
尊大
It
吉看
seemed
到我的时
enormous.
候，哇，你福报很大，
Like in the
我福
past,
报
when
很
Master
小，
Dupten Tarji
你
saw
福报
me,
很大，
he
你
told
有
me
彩
that
虹山
my
庄，
merits and blessings or my
你
fortune
那
is
彩虹山
huge.
庄送给我好
Mine
吗？
is
我说好，
tiny,
那就拿
and you
写
have
彩
rainbow
虹山庄
villa.
卢胜彦送给我。
And then
师
he
尊，
asked
你
me,
签
so
名，卢师
can
尊，你签
you
名，
give me your
就
rainbow
送给
villa?
我。
And I
我
said,
说
sure.
好
And
好，
then
我
so
送
he
给你。
wrote that
我就
rainbow
签名
villa
了。
has been given
我
to
说
Master
彩虹山
Dupten
庄我送给
Tarji.
你啊。他说
And then
哦，
he
我拿
said,
这一张去彩虹山
okay,
庄当
sign
老
it.
板。
And then I did. And then he is happy. Okay, I'm going to
他就是
take
这样
this
子讲。
letter and
我
become
为什么要
a
送给他？
boss at the
哎，
Rainbow
那是
Villa.
我花很多钱去那
Why
边
did I
耕
want
耘
to
呢，
give it to him?
盖
I
了
spent
主要
lots
的
of
大房
money
子
there and built a
啊，
huge
盖了护摩
residence
殿，
and built
盖
the
了所
Homa
有的
Hall
世间闭关小屋，
and the
盖了
4 or
这个厕
5
所，
retreat
厕所也是我盖的，
cabins, even the
都是
bathrooms.
我盖的
I
哎。
built all of
我跟
them.
师母
I
两个人
built
不
all
能
of
讲
them.
我，讲我跟师
Sumo
母两
and
个
I
人
cannot say just
把它
me,
弄
Sumo
出来
and
的，
I.
地也是我买的哎。
And the land too, I bought
居
it.
然这样子慷慨的送给那个图登达尔吉上师，这么慷慨，而且还签名，
And yet I was very
签名
generous
盖
and
章，
give it to Master
还
Dupten
盖了印
Tarji,
给送给
and I
他，我知
signed
道他得不
and
到。
used my chopped and give it to him, and I knew he would never receive
不
it.
要说他得不到，我也得不到。
Not only him did not get
你
it,
看吧，现在他们在管啦、
I also did not
我
get
去那里做
anything.
法会啊，
It's being
对
managed
不对？
now
每个
in
礼拜
church
给
by
我
them.
1000块钱，
They just give me 1,000
我
dollars
在这
for
边做
ceremony every
做
week.
同
That's
修啊，
it. And
啊，
here for the
做
group
同修啊，
practice,
每个礼拜给我200块，
just $200 every day. I mean every
这个一
week.
比较啊，真的气死人了、
So by
这里
comparison,
那
it
么
makes
大
me
，200块，那边也不小，
it
1000
makes me
块，
upset. $200 and over there
现在真是穷得
$1,000.
可怜。
So I'm really poor nowadays.
但是也不悲伤，为什么呢？我们知道
But
的，
I'm also not sad because we know
无所得，
because there's nothing to gain.
你无所得就无争。
And because you know there's nothing to gain, then you don't have any contention.
你能够有无争这个心呐、
You have
心
no
就平
contention.
和啦。
And then if
你
you
不会
have
有
such
病，
a
你心灵上
mindset,
不会有
you're
病。
totally at ease and at peace, then you will not have
为什么
any
人心
ailments
里
on
有
you.
84000种病？
Why do we
因为
have 84,000 kinds of
就是因
ailments
为
on
你认为
us?
有所得，
Because you
才会
think there is something to get. That's why you have ailments.
你如果无所得，就不会有
But
病。
if you
为什么兄弟
don't
姐
gain
妹争
anything,
财
you
产
have no ailments. Why
人在天
do
堂，
siblings fight for inheritance?
钱在银行，
A person is in heaven, his
兄
money
弟
in the
在争
bank,
你的财产，
the brothers fighting for your
妻
money,
子啊躺在别人
and
的
the
胸
wife is lying at the
什么是
chests
你
of
的？
other men. So what is belonging to you?
想清楚，
Think carefully
没有什么
and
东西是
clearly.
你的。
Nothing
当你觉
belongs to
得无
you.
所得的时候，
When you
福德
realize there's nothing to
就是
gain,
非福德。
then the merits and
意思
blessings are not merits and
佛法
blessings.
非
Therefore, they
佛
are
法
merits and
就
blessings.
是佛，
Buddha Dharma is not Buddha Dharma. It is
这个相
Buddha
反性
Dharma.
都是在这里。
So this
否则你搞不清楚为什么
con-
释迦牟尼会讲所谓佛法者就非佛法，莫名其
so
妙，
this kind of
又讲是佛法，
con-
又讲是非佛法，
contrarian
什么
phrases
福德？
are all over
又
I
是非
hear.
福德。
So why is it Buddha Dharma and it's not Buddha Dharma? Why is it merits
我
and
今天
then
跟
not
大家讲
merits?
清楚，
And what are they? So today I explained it very clearly.
心经里面重要的最重要一句话，
The most
亦无
important
所得故，
sentence in the
大讲
Vajra, in the
因
Heart
为
Sutra.
你认明了无
Because
所
you
得，
clearly
认
comprehend there's nothing to
你
gain,
心平
you
和
are a bodhisattva.
无所纷争，
Then
就
because you
能够得
comprehend
去
that, your mind is stable
你能
and
够
at ease, you have
为
no
他人
contention whatsoever, and
就
you
是
can
菩萨
gain
菩提萨
meditative stability. You can
以
think
无
for others,
所得
therefore you
故
are
菩提
bodhisattva.
萨埵，菩提萨埵就是
So
菩萨，
due
菩
to
萨是
nothing
这
to
样子来的。
gain,
你
therefore a
们要当一个菩
bodhisattva.
萨，
A
先
bodhisattva
要以无所得
is
去
comes from this. If you want to become a bodhisattva, you
金刚
have
经里
to
面
first
重点在这里，依
realize
法
nothing to
出生
gain.
分，
The
为
key
什么
point
会
in
有
the
佛法
Vajra
出生？
Sutra,
因为人本身有
Buddha
84000
Dharma
种
arising.
病，从
Why the Buddha Dharma
84000
arises?
种
Because
病
human beings
生
have
出
84,000 kinds
84000
of
种佛法。
illnesses. And due to this 84,000
若
kinds of
没有人，
illnesses, there are
就不用
84,000
佛法。
kinds of Buddha Dharma. If
全
there
部都
is
是
no
圣
human
贤，
beings,
也
there
不
is no
用
need
佛
for
法。
Buddha Dharma. If
佛
everyone
法
is a
亦非
is
佛法。
a sage, there's no need for Buddha Dharma. Buddha Dharma is
这
not
样听
Buddha
得懂
Dharma.
吗？
This way, do you understand now?
所以无我相，无
So,
人相，
no view or phenomena of
众生相，
self, no view of phenomena of others, no view of phenomena of sentient beings, and no view of phenomena of lifespan. These are the 4 phenomena, nor 4 non-phenomena spoken by the Buddha. If you eliminate these 4 phenomena, truly, if you comprehend this, you are totally at peace and at ease. You will not care if I'm only given $200 at the Seattle Lechang Temple and they give me $1,000 at the Rainbow Temple. Is it 1,000? Is that right? Yes. Is that 200, right? Yes. See? Every time I would count the money very clearly. So for the whole week, I only get 1,200. I am so poor now. So poor that even the ghosts would not capture me. Really. Oh, this period of time, it's really, really, oh, it's very, it's just so miserable. And there's no grand ceremony. People coming from out of town or abroad are very, very few, far in between. And only nowadays that we are open, that maybe we will have more people coming. But in the past, when it was in lockdowns or isolation, nobody appeared here, and Grandmaster has no income whatsoever. And I live my life in really grim and bleak. I just have to spend all I get is 201,000. I have to take care of my Rolls Royce. Please don't need repairs. Don't be broken. Any fixes, I would need thousands of dollars, maybe tens of thousands. Last time when it was broken, I had to spend $40,000. Oh no! How many weeks I have to give Dharma teaching? Even until the day I die, I will not be able to collect 40,000 and 1,000 at the Rainbow Temple. Oh. And I have to take care of my house too, pay taxes. Oh no, so grim. So lately, even when I walk, my head just good thing, but my mind is completely calm, at ease, because I know there's nothing to gain. Whether I gain a lot or little, whether my merits and blessings are enormous or nothing or a little, it's fine. If you have this kind of mindset, you can live very easily and very relaxed and lightly, at ease and at peace. So if you have, then you do acts of giving. So the so-called marriage is not marriage, and because it's not marriage, it's a marriage. So they're all the same. Just be a bodhisattva. A bodhisattva arises from this. An arhat also arises from this. Bodhisattva also arises from this. And Pratika Buddha also from this. And the Buddha too also arises from this. So the Vajra Sutra is the foundation to destroy everything. Originally, there was nothing and all arised. So this one is very easy to expound. Subhuti, what do you think? Subhuti,
如果人满3000大千
if one
世界
fills
七
the
宝，愿以
3,000 great thousand worlds with the 7 precious jewels as an act of giving, would his merits be enormous? Subhuti replied, enormous. Really?
用来布施
7 precious jewels of the whole cosmos, of course his merits and blessings would be tremendous.
是福德既非福德性，这人家就不知道什么意思。
And the merits
因为福德
has
就不是福德，
no characteristic of merits. This part maybe people don't understand. And because the merits is not merits, that's why the merits is enormous.
福德，所以有福德。
And
若复有人以
because
此经
of
中
the
受
nature
持
of
乃
the
至
merits,
世
it is
纪
a
之
merits.
就是无
Should there be
我相
someone who upholds the
无人相
sutra and better expound it to
无众
others,
生
even if
相
it's only
无
4
受者
verses,
相
which is
我
the
常常
verse
讲无
no
众生
phenomena
相
of
就
self,
是
others,
属于空
sentient
间
beings, and lifespan. I often
无
says
受者相就是
that no
时间
phenomena of sentient beings belongs to the space dimension,
时间
and no
是人
phenomena of
定
lifespan is time dimension.
本来也
Time
是
was
没有
determined by human beings.
空
It
间
was
也是没有
Originally, nothing did not
空间也
exist,
是不
and
存在
also the spatial
你说多
dimension
大
does not
这
exist.
宇宙有多大？到现
How
在还
big
不
is the
知道有多
universe?
大呢？
Nobody knows until now, even.
你都不能超出太阳系。
You cannot even exceed the Milky Way or the
你知
sun.
道宇宙有多大？以前我们人啊，天圆地方，历令9章，天是圆
The solar
的，
system.
地是方的。
So,
So,
round heaven
走到
and
这里
square
嘣
earth,
在这
and then that's what we used to say. So
当
when
然
you
这是错
walk
误
to
的，
the edge and you would fall, that's a
地
wrong
是方的。
a
当然
view,
不是
a
地
wrong
我们现在
concept.
知道地不是方的，
So now we know that the earth is not square.
到底有多大多小？
But how big or how small are they?
没有的，不能
None.
让量，不可
It
量，不可
cannot be
知。
measured.
那
It
个就是
cannot
不
be
可说的
imaginable.
境界。
So that's
这
the
个宇宙
realm
有
of
多大？
the
不可说的境界。
inconceivable. How big
上一
is
回
the
有
whole
人问
universe?
师尊啊，
Inconceivable. Last time
师尊，
someone
你
asked
的分
Grandmaster,
身知不知道？到哪里去？到哪里去？知不
does
知道？
your emanated body know where it has gone?
我回去的时候问佛菩萨，
I went home and asked Buddhas and
我如何讲？
Bodhisattvas, how should I
他们
explain
跟我
it?
讲不可说，那
And
是
they
属于
told
不
me
可说的境界。
inconceivable. That's the realm of the
这个分
inconceivables,
身到哪里？分身回台
where
湾
the emanated
分身
body
在日本，
goes Taiwan
分身在
or
印尼，
Japan or
分
Indonesia
身到了马来西亚，
or
分身到
Malaysia
哪一个地方
or
去？
where,
在梦中跟大家说法，
or giving Dharma teachings in your dreams.
那个是属于不可说的境界。
That's the realm of
你有
the
多少分身？
unspeakable or
是不可说的。
inconceivable. How many
孙悟空
emanated
啊，
bodies are
以前
there?
在《西游
It's
记》里的孙悟空把
unspeakable,
所有的毛拔下
inconceivable.
来，
In the
吹
Journey
口
to
气，
the West novel, the
全部
Monkey
变成
King
孙
would
悟空。
pull his hair and then
到底有多少孙悟空？
blow his breath, and there are so many monkey kids everywhere. So how many are
我
there?
问你啊，
Let
你
me
有多
ask
少
you,
根头发？
how many hair do you have?
那个是不可说的境界啊！
It's the realm of the unspeakable and inconceivable.
你身上的毛细孔有多少？
How many skin pores do you have
不
on
可
your
说的
body?
境界，
It's
这
unspeakable.
在人身上就有不可说的了。
So even on a human body,
这
they
个
are,
分身有多少？
they are the unspeakables.
那个
So how many
所有
emanated
的佛菩萨
bodies?
跟我讲，
All the Buddhas and
不可说的。
Bodhisattvas told me
至于你分身出去，
unspeakable.
你知道吗？
When you emanate a
你跟
body,
人
do
跟那
you
个人
know?
说法，说什么法？你知道吗？
Are you aware of it?
尊
Are you
说
aware of the Dharma
那个是不
teaching
可
you
说的
give?
境界。
That's the realm of the
但是有时候
unspeakable.
师尊知道
But sometimes Grandmaster knows.
对呀、
Right.
大家知道吗？
All of you. Do you know?
不知道，
You don't.
因为不可说啊。
Because it is unspeakable.
我告诉你一件很奇怪的事情，
Let me tell you something strange.
我最近这个人家送给我
Someone give me
知道吗？大家知道蝎子衣吗？
蝎子衣. Do you know what 蝎子 is?
知道。
Yes.
我跳脱衣舞。好，大家看到我的衣服呢？
Oh.
这个是我的内衣，现在我穿的我的内衣。
This is my underwear. Have you seen this T-shirt?
蝎子衣
It's a
就是一个蝎子的
scorpion
形状
scorpion
我穿在
clothing.
身上。
It's with the print of a scorpion, Padmasambhava's gurus. And I wear it on me, and a disciple had a dream that her hands were being bitten by the claws of a scorpion. And she asked, "Oh, what kind of dream is this? Why?"
我给她回答，因为我已经穿了
I
蝎
answered
子
her
衣在身上，
because
所以
I'm
我梦
wearing
到蝎子。
the scorpion shirt. That's why you dream of it.
相应啊，
So
我
that's
穿蝎子衣很少
a
人
spiritual
知道，因为
response.
内衣嘛，
Only very few
内衣穿
people
在里面的，
know
人家不知道。
this scorpion shirt is inside, right? People don't know. But she had a dream
梦到
about
了
it.
这个蝎子。从来没有
Scorpions.
想过蝎子，因为我也很少想蝎
She
子，
never thought of the
因为我们这里看
scorpions.
不到啊。
I
有
also
很多地方可以看
rare
得到蝎子，但是我们这
because
里
here
看
we
不到。
don't see it.
美
but
国也你很少看到蝎子，也不会去
In
想到
America
蝎
or
子
here,
就
we
不
rarely
会
see scorpions,
既然
and we
梦到
don't
蝎
think
子
of scorpions. But she had a dream about the scorpions.
这是相应的现象。
So that's
这
signs
分
of
身是
spiritual
很奇怪的一
union.
件事情哦。
So emanated
我眼睛一
bodies,
闭，我知道
a
我到哪里
very
去
strange thing. When I close my
你不要
eyes,
看
I
我
would know where I
在
go.
法座上打瞌睡，
Don't think that I was drowsing on the Dharma throne
因为我无念，
because I have no
我没有什
thoughts.
么念头。
I have no thoughts. In the realm
大家
of
在
no
念的时候，
thought,
我没
when
有
they're
念。
chanting,
大家在嗷亮的时候，我没有念。
when
大
everybody
家在
was
持咒的时候，我没
chanting
有持咒，
or chanting
我因为无
mantra,
念，
I don't chant
心
because I have
起
no
于一，
thoughts.
连一都没有。
And my mind is
本来是入定，
on one point and not even one.
已经睡
At
着。
first, I was
你不
meditating
要看
and
我
then
睡
falling
着，
asleep. And you think I'm falling asleep?
我睡着了，已经出去了，
I have left my body
已经出去做了很多事情，然后
and
再
I
回
did
来。
lots of things
你看
and
我这
came
样
back.
度孤，
And you
点点
think I
头
was
啊，
nodding,
你知道
my
我是
head
灵魂
nodding,
出窍啊，
but my
出
soul
去了，
left the body.
到别
I
地方
soul
去，我
traveled
知
to
道我
other
去做了什么
places
事情，
and I know what I
我
have
也知
done.
道的。
I know. I'm aware.
所以这个就是很
So
微妙的事，不
that's
可说的境界。
what very mystical and marvelous. It's unspeakable,
跟大
inconceivable.
家讲，不是你的。
Let me tell you, it's not
以
yours.
前有一个人跟师尊讲，
In the past,
我
someone
手
told
手
Grandmaster,
头上很紧，师尊你可不可以借我钱？
"Oh, I'm very
我说可以啊。
tight." In Chinese, it's in my
我就
hands,
把
but
我所
can you
他
loan
所
me
手
some
存
money?
的钱全部给他，
And
全
so
部
I
报给
said,
他，
sure. So I
拿一
give
个布
him
袋装，
all
用
my
一个
savings
用
then,
他
and
准备
they
好布袋啊，把我
and
所
he
有的钱全部装成布袋，一
they
背
prepared a
一
cloth
背
bag
他回
and
头看我一下，
and put it inside the bag
我讲了
and
一
then
句，
carry it away
一回首
and
已是
just
百年身，
just turn his head a little bit and
一
I
回
said
首啊，已是百年身。
with that
到今
turning
天
of the
我
head
看到
there
背
would
影
be
他
hundreds of
抬着走了，
years. I saw his back
从此我再
carrying
没有
it
见过
away
他，到现在。
and I have never seen him ever again till now.
那个连祖连氏，
连祖连
你们认得
师，
他吗？
do you know him, right?
啊？你
the person who took the cloth back, family named Pan. Matapang, right? I've never seen him again. After he left with that bag of money, I never seen him again. I still remember this, but I never had the intent to want it back. I've never looked for him either. Why? Because he's taken the money, and he's taken the money. It's not mine anyway. Do you understand? There's a panda who talked to the panda, to the bear. Oh, great uncle, how can you pass me the missing divine palm of the Tathagata? Well, it depends on your wisdom root. And how would I have the wisdom root? So it's like play of words that you need some money. With money, then we can talk about it. So after getting drunk, you would speak truthfully. So the wife asked the husband, so what do you want to do? I want to have 5 wives. And the wife was angry. Why didn't you get 7? Oh, that would be too tiring. I need to rest on the weekend. That's mundane jokes in the ordinary world. That's all for today. Om Mani Padme Hum.